About 2 weeks ago, I went to go get tested for STIs. I go every 3 to 6 months. I go whether I'm showing symptoms or not, whether I'm active sexually at the time or not, simply because I'm paranoid, I overthink, and I tend to get anxious. So naturally, anxiety was high this go round. But that's the purpose of me going multiple times throughout the year, is to have peace of mind and to find care if I need to. Now, I know STIs, they have to pass from person to person, but despite what science tells us, I still believe in spontaneous generation. So pretty much anything can spawn out of like nowhere or from a mutation of some sort. I mean, you see, we're all living through COVID. Therefore, I decided to share my own results, no matter what they may be, in order to help you learn how to read your own results and be able to share them with other people, and if need be, to help you find what resources are available to you. Now, before, when I used to go get tested, there were only two types of medical record apps. There was the LabCorp app, and then there's the Duke MyChart. However, here in my city, they've expanded to the UNC MyChart, and that's where I got my most recent results. Now, of those three apps, all of them share your medical information very differently. So it can be a bit frustrating, okay? My most recent ones from the UNC MyChart, I got my GC, which is gonorrhea, chlamydia. I got those within a couple of days, and my urine sample was negative. My throat swab was negative, and then my rectal swab was negative. And I also got the syphilis blood test results back, and those were non-reactive. Those results came like right up within the app as soon as I clicked on it, and then somewhere around it, it would say negative or non-reactive. However, with the HIV and the hepatitis C results, those were a bit more anxiety inducing because they open up in a PDF, and then for me, because skimming, my anxiety was high already, okay? And skimming, I couldn't find it. So I essentially had to read word for word slowly to slow myself down and finally find the non-reactive. Now, the reason why they do non-reactive, which hepatitis, HIV, and even syphilis, is because HIV and hepatitis, they're viruses. And viruses are living organisms, and they're doing blood tests. So with the blood test, they have to react to, if I'm not mistaken, an antibody of sorts. So they're looking for presence of it in the blood. I am not a practitioner. All I know is I've been tested plenty of times, and I've asked questions, and then this is like how I'm surmising what they explained to me. Now, syphilis is a bacterium, but it goes in, or it increases in stages. It goes from like early and then the latent stages of syphilis. With syphilis, they test for each level. Now, this time around, because I went to the health department to get tested, they did not test me for herpes. However, the last time I got tested was back in January, like the last day of January towards the end of January, and I got my results in February. And when I went to get my test results in February, you can go either to your primary care doctor, or if you go get a pap smear or some type of yearly exam if you're a woman, or I'll say a person with a vulva. When you go get your yearly exam, you can ask for STD tests also, and they'll give you the full on test results, including herpes. Herpes is a bit different from all the other ones. You'll get like a non-reactive, but they give you a scale. The reason why they give you a scale is because Herpes is part of your nervous system. It lives in your nervous system, and it shows up on your body in different ways depending on how you acquired it. So things like chickenpox, shingles, fever blisters, or cold sores. And then, of course, genital herpes. Now, herpes simplex virus, those are the sexually transmitted diseases, and it's shortened to HSV. HSV1 is the cold sores, the ones that you get on your lip, and HSV2 is what you get on your genitals. So I would presume, or how I think about it is, the numbers 1 and 2 are pretty much indications of the location of the virus. Like, we already know chickenpox is like you get it on your skin and you pass it that way, and then shingles is also on your skin. But HSV1 is the cold sores or the herpes on your lip, and HSV2 is the herpes on your genitals. And they put it on a scale because of the simple fact herpes is something that's so pervasive. It usually lives in most human beings' bodies in some capacity, and the point is to have, I think you're supposed to have less than a whole percentage in some cases, or you're supposed to have less than 1 unit or something in order for it to be negative or non-reactive. And mine was under a 1 whole unit, so I got the non-reactive. I got my HIV and syphilis results like within 2 weeks. It took forever. No, it was like more so like 9 to 11 days. And I was literally checking like every other day because it was driving me crazy. I needed to know, okay? And now that I know, eventually, whenever I have sex again, if I have sex again before my next 3 to 6 months is up, I'll be able to show these. I'll be able to furnish these to my next partner, and vice versa. That's the plan. That's the habit that I've been developing over the past few years. Again, like in my last video about being tested for STDs, I took y'all with me. I was saying that opening up about that and being that open about STIs doesn't always get me or us, the people interested in sex, what we want. However, it's a new habit that I'm developing. And sometimes the conversation isn't that easy too. I didn't mention that the last time. Like, people can get defensive. People will get defensive. People will project onto you like, do you have something, what's wrong, you know what I mean? And it's like, no, I believe in being safe, informed, and prepared versus sorry and full of regret later. If you're somebody who shares their results with someone, let me know, like, are you monogamous, are you polyamorous, or are you kind of just someone who's a free spirit? Do you share your test results? Do you talk about STIs before you engage in sexual activities with someone you want to have sexual activities with? Holler at me in the comments. Let me know. Let's talk. Maybe we can hook up. I'm playing.